So hello everyone, in this video I'd like to showcase the first version of my game I've been developing. It's a 2D action RPG game, Cruciatus. So first thing first, here we can see typical action RPG style action bar. Those are actual Unity buttons. Okay, so to begin, the game is developed fully in Unity, in C#. So yeah, the action bar is made out of actual Unity buttons, so you can actually click them, but of course here in top right corner you can see the keybind bound to each spell, as with every modern action RPG. So let me show you. I actually click free and my character does a dash spell. So obviously the buttons are bound to spells, and here on the right we can see a resource. I aggroed an enemy, so let me show you how the combat works. Here you can see particular effects assigned to the spell I'm using. I was using spell number 1. Here we can see on the left we have a resource that we can use to cast other spells. So we can see it's divided to 5 fragments. The ability number 4, which I will use right now. We can see it's a cone style attack. It consumes 3 stacks of our blue resource, which is called Spirit. So here we can see if I miss, if I don't hit the enemy with my attack, which is bound to key number 1, we actually don't generate the resource. So if we hit it, you can see the bar filled. So let me try to beat the first enemy using only those 2 spells. Here you can see also a particular effect on death of the enemy. Okay, and here we can see a buff system working. So how it works, I'll maybe show it in a bit. Here you can see a second resource. So the way it actually works right now is whenever we hit an enemy, 1 or more enemies, with spell number 4, we get a second resource, which every time it depletes, one point, so every time it goes down, the right bar goes down, we have a chance to get a stack of a buff, which makes our number 5 spell instant. So normally, if we try to click number 5, the cast time is really long, but it generates 2 spirit. But now, let me show you how the buff works. We need to just get a stack, so let's just aggro another enemy. Oh, so this is a different style enemy. You can see it fires projectiles at us. If we stand still, we can see we got hit, and there's also another particle effect playing. Also, I think I didn't say it, our health is periodically restoring, so there's a regen system to our health. Okay, let's try to get a stack of the buff, so I can show you how it actually works, the effect of the buff. We didn't get it. Let's try to aggro more enemies and go further in the level. Also here you can see the light system working. I implemented my own script that makes the effect that the light around player actually flickers a little bit. So this is done with a simple component script. Okay, I think I didn't show you ability number 2. Ability number 2 just costs 2 spirit, and it's an AoE attack. So in the area which you first mark with a cursor in a short delay, there's a short delay, and then AoE fire appears that deals damage to every enemy standing in a radius around the center of the fire. Also, ability Q. Okay, we've got a stack of buffs, so let me show you. We click 5, we fire the projectile instantly, and we normally we get 2 stacks of spirit. So the buff actually works, and you could see that immediately after I used ability number 5, the buff disappeared. Okay, and let me get hit now, so I can show you Q ability is a very simple one. Whenever I hit Q, you can see particle effect, and my health just instantly gets restored for a flat, little flat amount. So those are just few simple abilities to showcase the system, how it actually works. Okay, so here we have doors. So we can, so I can show you now another major system in the game. So we can see whenever we come close to the door, we have prompt appear that tells us to click space. Whenever we click it, there's a lockpicking system. So the way it works is it actually first gets a random rectangle on each slider, and then inside the random rectangle it gets another random rectangle with random height, and by sliding the slider and clicking space, we can check if we are inside the first big rectangle, and then our lock should move a little bit. Here we can see exactly that. And now to just move the lock for a full amount, we need to find another rectangle, and you can see I achieved just that. So our lock is now at half position, because we also have to do the same with another slider. I think it's very simple whenever you actually try it yourself. It's not that complicated as it sounds, most likely. And I found it actually pretty fun so far. Okay, so let me just explain. We lockpicked it. After a short delay, there is a sound that plays, and the door opens. Of course, to the door there is a collider attached, so we actually can't move if the door is closed. And there was also overlap when we came here. There was some sort of scary sound playing to just add to the climate of the game and art style. Okay. So let me just progress further into the level. I missed. There was another case of the sound trigger. So the way it's made is also really simple. It's just a game object with a trigger collider attached to it, and then there's a sound playing. And also to play sounds, I just use a system which is attached on top of the Unity default system, so that I can simply differentiate. Okay, so I now came across another thing that I need to talk about. The pause menu. So here we can see whenever I click escape, we have default to most games pause menu. We can click on sound, and there we have our sound separated. So to achieve the separation to master volume, sound effects, and music volume, which is also not existent right now. So to just have the separation, I made my own component system to the sound, so I can easily adjust the volume. So you actually should hear a difference, which is linear, because when you use the default Unity mixers, the sound volume bars there are not actually linear. So to make them linear, you have to write something yourself or just use an asset. So yeah. So that's that. I guess it's boring. Key bindings are not yet implemented in this demo version, and here we can just exit the game. So it's nothing interesting either. So here we are in a scary situation. We can't actually go around the guy, and we have two enemies nearby. Thankfully we have our dash ability, with which we can avoid taking melee damage. Okay, we are getting close to the end of the demo. Here we have our final opponent. I actually missed that I had a stack of our buff, which I could use to get 2 spirit for free by casting ability number 5, which is disintegrate, by the way. That's what it's called. The tooltip is not yet implemented in this demo version. Yeah, and the fight is of course nothing special yet. Here, this is just a scaled opponent from before with different color. And also scaled damage, so he has scaled health and damage. The way it's done in the project is actually of course through prefabs, so that by adjusting a prefab we can just adjust all enemies of a type in the game. Oh, so here we can see another mechanic that the buff stacks up to 3 times. So whenever we have a buff, we get another, it procs another time, sort of speak, then we just get another stack. Yeah, and the duration of the buff also refreshes. Okay, so that will be it for this demo. Thanks for watching.